Sir, I rise to support the demands for grants of the Ministry of Human Resource Development. The Honorable Minister is one of the most intellectual and experienced persons in the field of education and is well aware of the need for development of human potential in the areas of education, youth, women, and children. The allocation of funds for the various activities of the four departments which constitute his ministry is no doubt in line with their requirements, about which I have nothing to say. My only humble request to the minister is that he should carry out an appraisal of the working of this ministry to find out if the purpose for which the money has been spent has really been achieved commensurate with the amount spent. To me, it seems that a lot more requires to be done in this respect so that the fruits of quality education reach right down to the poorest of the poor and the socially and economically backward classes. The purpose of good education is to make one really knowledgeable and respectable citizen of this country so that he is able to stand on his own feet and live a decent life. Character building plays an important role in this direction and has to be given its due place in education. It must be understood that good education is the foundation of nation's progress, and unless this foundation is made strong and everlasting, no structure constructed on it will stand firm and erect. Therefore, we must endeavor to provide quality education to all sections of the society with particular emphasis on promotion and development of fundamental values like character building, national integrity, secularism, focus on environmental and population education, and so on. It is all more important that the socially and economically backward classes who form the bulk of our population are drawn into the mainstream of educational activities so that they also contribute their might to the pattern of nation's prosperity. Unfortunately, this point seems to have escaped the attention in this year's budget, although there was a mention of it in the last year's budget. The Honorable Minister himself is dedicated to the cause of education, and there is hardly anything more than I can tell him. Nevertheless, I feel that a time has come for us to erect. If we miss this opportunity, we may repent for a long time to come. Considering the deterioration of the moral standard of society today, especially emphasis has to be laid on character building in our educational system. Children being more amenable to changes, the Anganwadi classes up to SSC classes. If children are constantly told about what is good for the country and also what is good for them, it will have a great impact on them. The help of Anganwadi workers who do not have work in the evening can be taken to coach children of first and second standards by telling them stories of great people and their work. This could be supplemented by giving them books depicting the lives of great men and their noble deeds for reading at home, on which questions can be asked next day during coaching. Once a week, audiovisual presentation can be arranged on the lives and noble deeds of great men. I am sure this will have to desired effect much more faster. With all the money that is spent on education, who are the people who really get the benefits? If we ponder over the aspect, we will find that it is the affluent few and those where both husband and wife are working who are able to reap the benefits because they have all the money with them to get whatever they want. They can send their children to best schools, buy costly books and aids, arrange special tuitions, and send them to special coaching classes to score good marks in competitive exams. Even if these children fail to get admissions to professional courses, their parents can always pay capitation fees and have them admitted. But what happens to SC/ST and other economically and socially backward sections? They just do not have the right type of atmosphere at home which will motivate them to go to schools and study. Their parents, themselves being illiterate and poor, would prefer their children to help them in their work and earn money rather than spend time on studies. Under the circumstances, it would be merely impossible for such students to compete with the city students and get admission to prestigious courses. Therefore, I submit that the need of the day is to set up residential schools for SC/ST